today's world where most of us are spending time sitting, like we are now, and staring at our screens, it's no surprise that things become tight and inflexible.
So we are going to show you seven options, stretches that you can do to combat the tightness that's going to occur in your body as a result of all this sitting. There are excellent stretches. You can do them here, you can do them there, and they all work.
And Bob does them every day.
There you go.
These are his stretches.
Okay, the first stretch, actually going to show you three versions, but the best way to do the hip flexor stretch, Bob is going to show. Bob, say hi to everyone. They've been asking about you. So, first of all, on a bed, bring both knees up. It sets the back, and then allow one leg to come down so it comes over the edge of the bed while holding this knee up. That locks the pelvis and the low back in place, focusing the stretch on that hip flexor. He's bringing his leg here, and if he pulls his foot towards the bed or under it, you feel a better stretch, don't you, Bob? His eyes are starting to bug out. He's feeling, and if I push, I won't do that. Okay, let's go to the other two options. All right, the second option is not as complete. However, you can do it while you're sitting at your desk. Bring one leg over to the side of your chair. Bring that knee down. Tighten your abdomen in so your pelvis tilts back, and you'll feel a better stretch in that hip flexor, and you can hold it there 15 to 30 seconds. I'm feeling a nice stretch right now. Make sure you do both legs.
And the third option to stretch a hip flexor is to go find some stairs like this. So I'm going to be stretching my right one. You can bring your left leg up, either the first step, second step, however flexible you are. And you're going to lean forward. Make sure to keep an upright posture and the pelvis neutral. You don't want to be forward like this because you're not going to feel the stretch in that hip flexor. Hold it for 30 seconds and switch to the other leg as well.
Outstanding job, Mike.
Thank you.
Stretch number two, we do have two options for this. In the seated position, just simply lean back into your chair, arms out like this, like the W. Stretch back, keep your chin kind of tucked in, and then you can roll back. If the chair is like this, is too tall, a really nice option is if you happen to have a ball that's a little squishy and soft, put that behind your back at the level that feels good, and that really adds some nice stretch. It's more specific. Do this for about 15 seconds or 3 or 4 repetitions. What's another option?
So I should like to mention we're stretching the pecs here because Brad
yeah.
forgot.
I'm
Also the front
sorry.
of the shoulders. You can grab a belt or a stick of sorts, whatever you have laying around, and simply, if you can, bring your arms back like this and stretch the pec. You can even do this in the doorway. Go through an open door and just put your hands on each side. Just kind of hold it for 30 seconds. It just helps combat that flexed over posture you have most of the day on your laptop or your phone.
Pectoralis major. I did forget that.
And minor. And the next stretch, we're going to do our calves. You can either do in a long sitting position like this, or Brad will show you an alternative. And we're actually going to use today's giveaway, which is the Bob and Brad stretch strap. To perform this, you can sign up to win it at bobandbrad.com/giveaways. So simply hook around the top of your foot, and you're going to pull your toes towards your nose. This strap is nice because, say you have arthritis in your hands or poor grip, you can just feed it through the loops and pull this way. Hold this for 15 to 30 seconds. And stretch those calves out.
If you happen to have a cane around, particularly with a handle like this, very nice option. Just put that on, and you have to have a shoe on, put it there and pull, and you get a nice stretch. Works just like that. And it works well in this chair or in the seated position on the bed. All right. And the old reliable using the wall stretch, stretching the calf. Back here, heel down, toe pointed towards the wall, stretch and hold. Make sure you do both legs. Hold 15 to 30 seconds or 5 repetitions will be fine.
The next stretch, we're going to hit our rectus femoris, which is a front hip muscle as well. And we're going to do what is commonly known as the couch stretch. We're pretending this is the end of your couch. I am kneeling on a pad, so it's not as rough on my knees. And what you're going to try to do is bring your back foot up onto the end of the couch. I'm using a stool here instead. And you're going to sit up as upright as you can. If it's really tight, you might be way up here, and it might be stretching enough. But you want to try to get to a nice upright position, or as close as you can. Hold that for 15 to 30 seconds and do it on the other side. Now, Brad is going to show a different way if you're unable to get into a kneeling position.
In the prone, if you have a strap or a belt, you put it around the ankle or the foot like this. Lie prone, and then all the stretching is done here with your hands. Ooh, and there we go. I can feel it stretch if you bring up the knee up a little bit more, it gets more aggressive. That's a nice way to do that. For people who are very agile and nimble, you simply stand up and grab your foot here and pull back like this if you feel comfortable safely to do that. Wow. Let's go to the next one.
Next, we're going to do a lat and side abdominal stretch, or your obliques. Now, you can do them in two different ways. Brad will show you the second way next. I'm just hanging from, say, a pull-up bar, whatever you have. We're just going to do one side at a time. And you're going to pull down, and you can see my hand is slowly getting over my head more, stretching this lat and this side oblique. And then you can switch to the other side after 50 to 30 seconds. If you have trouble, doing this with just one arm, or you're hanging too much, you can certainly try it with both. You're just not going to be able to get that extra stretch in there.
Right. So he mentioned we can have another option. A lot of people don't have something to hang on. Simply take we got the booyah stick here, a broomstick, a piece of Dowling PVC pipe. Put it on the side of your chair right where you're working and go off to the side like this. We don't want to go forward. That's actually a good stretch, but we're going to go to the side to emphasize that lat muscle. Hold it 15 to 30 seconds. Make sure you do both sides so you don't get crooked and lopsided. All right, let's go to the next one, Mike. All right, this is number 6, and this is for those people who feel they have, or people tell them, boy, you're getting neck hunchback, or that tech neck, whatever you want to call it, but this is happening, which is very unattractive and produces a lot of pain in the neck and shoulders, or it can or will. So we need to straighten that out. Simply take a towel roll like this. You can use the old sock roll bundled up, or a bigger towel roll. Down on the floor works the best on a firm surface.
And I have a back pod, which is another option. It costs some money, but it's very helpful if you can afford it. So what you're going to do is simply put that in the area that is kind of flexed forward in your thoracic spine here, and you're just going to lay down on it. If this is too aggressive, you can put a towel over it, or you can try socks first. And you're just going to lay here. You can stretch as much as you want. Some people, like my father, who is like 69 years old, his head is about this far off the ground when he lays on it. So try to relax, get that neck muscles to stretch. You can use a pillow like Brad is demoing here. Put your arms down to the side. You can just lay here like this if this feels aggressive enough. You can bring your arms up. You can bring them up to the side, whatever you want. I kind of like to move around in here. It's kind of like a nice little back massage.
Yeah. And again, feel free to use towels, wrap them up. You can always find options that are going to work. You want to put that big one? That's a big one.
Gosh,
that is
I don't know if I need one this big.
Well, you never know. There you go.
That stretch is nice. I can't get my head down with that thing. You need a pillow.
All right, we got number 7 to go yet.
The last stretch is the hamstrings. We're going to show 3 ways to do this again. So I am acting like I'm sitting on the edge of the bed. This is the leg I'm stretching. You're going to keep it nice and straight, toes as straight up as you can. And you want to have nice upright posture. The more back I am, I'm not feeling a stretch at all. Get as upright as you can. Use your hands to support yourself. Bring your chest up and try to hold this there. I have very tight hamstrings. I can feel this already.
Ah.
Brad, you want to talk about the seated option?
Yes. In your desk, simply bring your chair back. Now, if you have real tight hamstrings, you'll just be able to straighten your knee out. Again, shoulders back, good straight back, and lean forward. Bring your sternum towards your knee, not your head. Don't round your back out. Stretch that hamstring. If this, in my case, this doesn't work for me, I like to put another chair or stool under here, do the same thing, and it works. There we go. Oh, yeah.
And another option, if you're a little more...
I'm not done.
Oh!
I'm stretching.
He's still stretching.
Okay.
30 seconds.
I'm done now. I'm done.
Thank you. Another option is standing. If you're flexible enough, just bring your foot up on some type of object you have. Keep your knees straight. And again, you can bend forward. Don't round your back. Keep a nice flat back. And just stretch there. The more you lean into it, the more you're going to feel it. What do you have to say?
This is one of my favorite stretches. I love the hammy stretch.
I do this on my cat tower at home.
We
It's a good height.
We don't need to know
It's
about
perfect.
those things. That's
I'm not
personal.
telling you what I'm wearing when I do it, but I do it.
Let's carry on. Once again, if you would like to contribute any comments to have stretches that work really well for you, make sure you comment below, and we'll be happy to read them as well as everyone else.
Yes.
We got 7 stretches. You may only want to do 2 or 3 of them.
Pick which ones are tight for you, and there's certainly more. Tell us what you like.
Yeah, I think most people are tuned out by now.
Probably.
Take care for you last diehards.